We believe that being a defender requires more than building shooting skills on a range. It's also a development of the heart, mind, body, and spirit. Join us as we explore what it truly means to be a defender in your training and in your everyday life. Welcome to Defenders Live. Hey, all you beautiful people out there. Welcome to Defenders Live. I am your host, Laura Thorson, and I'm excited to be with you again on a Wednesday evening. Thank you all for tuning in again. I have a special treat for you. If you're new or watching this as a replay, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. And as always, please drop in the comments where you're watching from. I see Haven Defense Company is already shouting out in the comments. Really appreciate you guys. And please feel free to comment throughout the broadcast as well. Tonight, for the first time ever, we have a couple on the show, JT and Tonya Grover with Rev-Tac firearm instruction. JT and Tonya are a husband and wife team from Nebraska, and they are doing really great work out there, not only as instructors, but they also have a program helping veterans called Contact Front, which we'll hear about later in the show. Tonight, I'm going to talk to them about their everyday lives and some valuable lessons that I hope will help you as well. They're a really fun couple. I really enjoyed this interview and looking forward to showing it to you. You can expect a lot of honesty and a lot of humor with JT and Tonya. So I'm really glad you're tuned in tonight. They're a great couple and a great combination of those things. A couple things before we get to the interview. If you don't want to miss out on any upcoming shows, the best way to stay up to date on getting notified about those is to go to defenders-live.com. And on the bottom of the homepage, you can sign up for those email notifications. The reach on the Facebook group is minimal at best. So if you want to make sure you stay in the know, go to defenders-live.com for those notifications. Let's see. Oh, hey, Neil. I'm glad that you're on tonight. I see Heather's out there. Shout out to Kathy and Lynn in Michigan. And I see Haven Defense Company. I think you commented before I was even technically live. I didn't know you could do that. But thank you guys for watching. And whoever's new, please shout out in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. I do have a quick tidbit of the week this week, and I'm not sure exactly what to call it. And it doesn't really need a name. I can give it one after the fact if I decide to post it independently. And it's just something that was on my heart and my mind today. So I thought I'd share it with you. So maybe you can get some value out of it. Maybe it'll help you in your life. But it's about time. And today I realized how incredibly blessed I am to have some really amazing mentors in my life. And this has just happened over the last, I don't know, couple years, probably year and a half, around the time I started the show, I think. And each person that I have in my life as a mentor is very different, but each provides valuable insight into my businesses, into my life, and really helps me out in a lot of different areas. And I just want to encourage you guys to really think about pursuing a mentor in your life. If you're serious about personal growth, I really think that you should consider having at least one mentor, possibly more, in more than one area, maybe in your life. So many times I've been in the weeds with my business or my show, and these people have helped me to see the bigger picture. And that's really helpful to provide direction when we get stuck. And so if you're serious, again, I highly recommend finding a mentor that you look up to, somebody that you can trust, and mostly somebody that's really going to be brutally honest with you, because you can't grow unless someone is really honest with you. And you have to be able to take that criticism too. So aside from that, though, one thing that I was discussing with a mentor today was wise use of time. And I know this is a subject that has been talked about a lot, but I have a little bit different take on it. How many of you out there feel as though time is fleeting and never feels like there's enough time in the day, right? One of my good friends years ago used to talk about the tyranny of the urgent, meaning that every day she just felt like she was putting out one fire after another. And I know so many busy people with busy lives feel like this in their day to day. And in short, this is really just an example of your day running you instead of you running your day. And that's how I used to live my life years ago. And sometimes I'm still guilty of it. But I learned a valuable lesson about time through that experience. And I'm sure you've heard that we all have the same amount of time in the day. And what's most important is how you use that time. Well, that's absolutely true. But I would like to go a step further and ask you what my mentor asked me today. The question is, what is the return on your investment of that time that you are spending? And I don't mean necessarily a financial return. Personally, when you're spending time with those that you love, the question is, are you really there? Are you really investing time into them that is quality, and are you being present? Make sure that the fleeting time that you have is spent being present in those moments, not just going through the motions. It's so easy when we get busy in life to do that, to just go through the motions. And it's so much more valuable to slow down and really take the time to appreciate and be grateful for those special times we have. Or when you're in that meeting, don't schedule it at all if you don't think that you can be all there and give the best of yourself during that meeting, whatever it is. Maybe it's a personal meeting with somebody, you're going out to coffee or lunch or something. Make sure that you can invest that time into others and that you can pour into others. That's so important. Many times I think, again, we're just going through the motions of that. Sometimes, and I'll give you some of my like private life hacks here, but sometimes I even schedule calls with people, personal calls. I'll schedule with people that I want to make sure I have no distractions and that I can be all there to listen to them. That's really important. And mostly out of respect for the person that's in the room with me or the person on the other end of the phone call. There's nothing more annoying than being on a phone call with someone and you can just tell that they're not even listening to what you're saying because they're not fully there. They're not present because they're so distracted by everything else in life. And there's no way to completely take those out, but I'm just trying to help guide you and help you with things that have been helpful to me. And another thing I used to do all the time was I used to just pick up the phone literally every time it rang. If somebody called me, text me, whatever it was, I would just take my attention away from whatever I was doing and I would go right to the phone call or right to the text. And I learned very quickly that is not a good use of my time because what it does is it fragments my day. And then again, we're rolling back into your day running you rather than you running your day, right? And into that tyranny of the urgent putting out fires. Again, I know some of this can't be avoided, but where it can be avoided, it should, because your time is valuable. So now I have a favorite button on my phone. You guys probably all know about this, but I just discovered it probably 6 months ago. It's called Do Not Disturb. And if I'm working out or if I'm in a meeting that's really important, I don't want to be distracted or interrupted, I set it to that Do Not Disturb. And it's a glorious feature. You should try it on your phone. And so then when I'm mentally ready to go back into the texts and the phone calls and the emails, I can turn it back on. But that has really helped me to stay on track. So whatever your goals are, personally or professionally, ask yourself, is the effort you are spending on a task a good choice for your return on its investment, whatever the return is towards getting closer to your goal? Think about your goals and ask yourself, why am I really doing this? Asking yourself why is really important. And having accountability is very important too. Is what you're doing moving the needle, or are you just spinning your wheels and giving yourself the illusion that you're accomplishing something by staying busy, quote unquote busy, right? We're all busy, right? And we're all guilty of wasting time on our phones when we shouldn't be. We're all guilty of doing things that we enjoy rather than doing the things that we know we should do. And procrastination is a real thing for those things that we don't like doing so much. So my challenge to you is just to take stock of how you really spend your time in a day and ask yourself, am I running my day or is my day running me? Am I able to show up and serve others in a way that I feel good about, that really helps people and gives the best version of me? or do I need to change something? And so those are questions that I ask myself and audit myself on every now and again. And I think it's just good to do. Remember, we all have a finite amount of time on this earth, and what we do with that time really does matter. So please make the most of it. And I hope this helps you tonight. It's just food for thought on a Wednesday, a random tidbit of the week. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think about that. I see a bunch more people have chimed in. We're going to get to the interview here in just a second. I just want to shout out Harriet from Georgia is here. Harriet Prescott is here. And Ruth, it looks like. Oh, date night for Ruth and Prescott. Really? Wow. I feel honored. I see Adam is tuning in. Adam's not behind the scenes tonight. I'm running the show by myself tonight. Joy from Florida is here. Prepper Reens from Colorado. Hey, shout out to you. And Kathy is in the house as well. I don't know where Kathy is or is from, but anyway, glad you guys are all here and all tuned in. So let's get settled in, get your popcorn ready, Ruth and Prescott, for date night. And we'll tune in to JT and Tonya Grover of Rev-Tac, and I'll see you on the other side. I'm a little bit interested in, and this might be too personal. If it is, you'll tell me. Are you guys still there? What happened? Please tell me in the comments. Okay, you guys are okay. So it froze on you guys? Oh man. Okay. Could you tell me in the comments if we're back on now? Oh, thank God. Thank God we're back on. Okay, thanks for hanging with me, guys. There wasn't a big drop off. So, you know what I should do before I play the interview? I should introduce JT and Tonya. I just realized when I started playing it that I didn't. So, there's nothing like working on the fly here. Hold on just a second, and I will get let me get them up here. Okay. So not everybody knows JT and Tonya, I realize. So I'm going to give a quick intro of who they are so that when I play the interview and the internet works, you guys will know who they are. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, so JT Grover of Rev-Tac started Rev-Tac in 2010 as a part-time passion for preparing both the public and his peers for surviving critical incidences. Oh no. This is live too. His 20 plus year service to this country has provided real world experience that translate into success on life's battlefields. As a successful career sniper, JT is currently leading multiple sniper teams for an airborne infantry unit. He has been his snipers team's lead medic for many years, as well as a paid city firefighter and medic for 11 years. JT has multiple deployments in support of the global war on terror, as well as supporting continental U.S. missions from floods to riots. He dabbled in law enforcement for a few years before realizing that wasn't the direction he wanted to go, but remains passionate about preparing this country's law enforcement for success under extreme pressure. His dedication to his craft led him to instruct at one of the U.S. Army's premier sniper schools for a few years before taking Rev-Tac full-time in 2015. He loves teaching long-range precision, carbine, and defensive pistol. Tonya currently works in federal law enforcement and spends her off time teaching at Rev-Tac. She has worked in juvenile detention, adult prisons, and adult probation. She has studied firearms, verbal judo, and has been training in firearms for many years. Tonya is a USCCA and NRA certified instructor, but is their expert in de-escalation courses and personal defense courses for women. So there is the introduction. Somehow I didn't even put that in my notes, but there's the introduction for JT and Tonya Grover. So now let me try putting this back on the screen. Please put in the comments if for some reason you can't hear it or it's not working. I really appreciate you guys. A little bit interested in, and this might be too personal. If it is, you'll tell me. Um, you guys share a lot of your life on social media and you're not scared to do it. Some of it is inappropriately funny because that's just kind of how you guys roll. And that's what I love about your content is it's just you guys. It's just how you are. And I think that's what people find so refreshing about, the Defenders Uncensored episodes where that JT's on is like, there's no filter. I mean, there probably is a filter. I'm just not aware of it. But it's pretty authentic. And that's what I can appreciate about you guys. So in relation to especially your career, Tonya, it's not Ton, it's Tonya. I'm not going to call her Ton.
Anyone can call her Ton.
Most range people call me Ton. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
But if you're mad at her, just keep calling her Tonya.
All right. But as it relates to your career and like your everyday life, would you say you guys lead a little bit different of an everyday life than most Joe Janes out there? And is that just something I'm making up in my head? Your job is not typical. Like you don't work at a grocery store or a bakery or something.
Mhm.
You're putting on a gun every day, I assume, and going and doing things that most people don't do. So do you have like any insight as to how that's different than most people or how it's the same perhaps?
I think it's a lot different. And we like, my professional job, I like to maintain some sort of level of privacy. However, with the range job, it's like you said, people appreciate that. So it's kind of like teetering on the fine line. The two kind of coincide together because I feel like in our Siouxland area, we're pretty well known. So like out in public, with my professional job and the range job, I have to, maintain a level of professionalism. I can't be like a Karen at a grocery store. You know what I mean? So
right.
But we've talked about it a lot, like with my job in law enforcement. We feel like we're really well trained in a lot of things that if someone were to find out where we lived, then we're gonna figure that out. However,
Yeah, this is so frustrating, guys. I'm so sorry. This has never happened before. And what do I do except just keep trying here? Oh Lord.
A level of professionalism. You know, I can't be like a Karen at a grocery store. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but we've talked about it a lot, like with my job in law enforcement. You know, we feel like we're really well trained in a lot of things that if someone were to find out where we lived, then we're gonna figure that out. However,
Yeah, that's a real thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it is. But
Real
there are
concern.
some things that we do as far as the cautionary. We're not. I think we're taking a slight gamble because most of the people who would follow our page are not felons. You know what I mean? And so we see a distinct type of person that follows our stuff. So it's not like, I mean, sure, could they try to find, but we go by synonyms. What's the word? Ton is aliases, I guess. Yeah. JT is not my normal name. And so if somebody decides that that's, to look for that, then that's kind of a little bit of a harder thing to do. And then the same thing, she misspells her name on social media and everything so that people kind of get, sidetracked a little bit, but the stuff that we put out, the content that we put out is pretty real, and that's every day. If we just, if no cameras were running, the same things still happen around here, unfortunately. And I mean, it's fun. Every day is fun.
We don't want to be fake in any realm, so no. Just like this, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Holy cow, I cannot even believe anybody is still here. I am so sorry about that, guys. This has never happened ever. So, I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm going to keep trying. I might try here a couple more times, see if we can get this to go. And I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do differently. It's like when technology doesn't work, it's really a pain. So, should I replay it from the beginning? Should I just keep going? I'll just keep going unless somebody tells me otherwise. No, Adam's not even behind the scenes. It's me running it. Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe Adam should be behind the scenes running this thing because it seems to go much better when he's running this. So let's try this again here. And thank you guys again for your patience. I just can't believe how awesome you guys are to stick with me here.
Do as far as the cautionary, we're not. I think we're taking a slight gamble because most of the people who would follow our page are not felons. You know what I mean? And so we see a distinct type of person that follows our stuff. So it's not like, I mean, sure, could they try to find, but we go by synonyms. What's the word? Ton is aliases, I guess. Yeah. JT is not my normal name. And so if somebody decides that that's, to look for that, then that's kind of a little bit of a harder thing to do. And then the same thing, she misspells her name on social media and everything so that people kind of get, sidetracked a little bit, but the stuff that we put out, the content that we put out is pretty real, and that's every day. If we just, if no cameras were running, the same things still happen around here, unfortunately. And I mean, it's fun. Every day is fun.
We don't want to be fake in any realm, so no. Just like this, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think people can pick up on that.
Yeah, we have had we've had billboards up and like signs that I've been on, and I did have an offender once say, I really think, Miss Tonya, I saw you on a billboard today.
Yeah, and she was like, no, that wasn't me. No, yeah,
I'm not on a billboard.
Not on a billboard. All her tabs. It's so funny, but we took those billboards down.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. And then,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Well, I'm curious what drew you to that type of career. How did you end up here?
So my dad is a police officer, and I thought I wanted to go that route. But after just a few ride-alongs, I realized I didn't want to get spit on every day. So I was like,
Okay, guys, so here's the here is the deal. This is not working correctly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to post this as a video with the interview in it. If not tonight, then in the morning. And if you want to see that, you can go to Defenders Live on YouTube or Rumble, and it'll be up there. I'll also post a link in the Defenders Live Facebook group. I think, hey, Scars, I think that's probably the smartest thing for us to do tonight, because I can't expect you guys to just hang out with me while while things aren't working. And I do apologize, and I'm not sure how to fix it, but that's just the way things are. So we're going to roll with it, and I'm going to post the video with the interview of JT and Tonya on the YouTube and Rumble site. So I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. I will tell you what to expect next week. Next week, we'll have Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant on. So if you guys have anything topic-wise you'd like to ask Brian Hill, he's incredibly insightful. It'll be a very educational interview with him. And if there's anything you're struggling with firearms or fitness or anything in your life that you're struggling with in general, you can email that to me if you'd like, Laura at defenders-live, or Laura at defenders-usa.com. And we'll expect to see Brian Hill next week. Again, look for, sorry, Prescott and Ruth, your date night got totally crashed. Probably getting hacked, or someone's trying to do malicious things. Who knows what it is? But anyway, look for that on YouTube or Rumble on the Defenders Live channel, and I'll make sure and post that for you guys so you can check that out. Please leave in the comments when you watch it what you thought of it. I want to hear from you guys. So appreciate your time tonight, and we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time.